Hello, everyone. It's William here. Oh, let me turn down my sound on my desktop. There we go. Caught it just in time. Thank you for joining us. If you're out there, please say hi. It does not tell me how many people are watching. At the moment, StreamYard is having some issues. It's been having these issues for a while. But if you're out there, please say hi. I'm checking messages on our other systems over here. Danette is there. Hello, Danette. Says hi, everyone, and happy holidays. Yes, happy holidays, everybody. So today, Christmas Eve, for those who celebrate, today is one of my most favorite days of the year. It is one of the days that, um, Christmas Eve um, is just one of those days that I always had kind of the best time growing up. My childhood was not always easy. Um, there were a lot of things that I've talked about that happened, but Christmas Eve was a time when, I felt safe, and we had just kind of the best time as kids growing up. And a lot of that was due to, the people on my mom's side of the family. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday, how it used to be, where we went up and just had dinner, and we had a very kind of strange way of opening gifts. I talked about that yesterday. We'd run around the house, they'd hide the gifts instead of having a tree. We'd hide the gifts around the house, and we'd get clues, and my brother and I would run around the house looking for things and opening them, and they just made it a really, really exciting and fun time. And so, for me, Christmas Eve is almost kind of better than Christmas Day. Like, um, it's a favorite day of mine. So I wanted to jump on here a little bit and spend some time with you all. If you're out there watching, it's a time when, like I said, we got together with family, and you all are a creative family out there, and so we just wanted to come online and see who's out there. In case anyone's out there not doing anything tonight, um, I'm sure a lot of people are probably very busy getting ready for tomorrow. I have seen a lot of my friends are doing things today, so um, that's kind of fun for me to see, because that's what we used to do too. But I will be going to my brother's tomorrow. I have to make a lasagna tomorrow, and I'll be going up there and spending time with my family there. And then yeah, today I've spent the day just kind of preparing and doing. I was doing a lot of work today. um, I had to run to Walmart to grab a few things, so I did that. Cat litter and kind of the basic things, we wanted to have over the next few days here. And Andrew was really talking about being hungry for pizza yesterday. I had made kind of soft tacos yesterday, and those were really good. And he liked them too, he said. But because he was talking about pizza so much, now I was thinking about pizza. So I picked up some pizzas, so it's easy for us. I don't have to worry about dinner tonight, even though we have leftovers, so we have that too. Um, and then I've just been running around a lot, doing work, sorting things, taking pictures, adding things online. Andrew dropped his large Krampus ornaments slash sculptures yesterday. We showed those on the live, and I added those to the online store today. So those are available in the online store. I just added a few more of my pottery pieces to the online store, and those are now available there. I have a mug that I dropped there just today. I have a small little cup, and then I have two more of my little kind of star-like dishes that I make, and I added those. Um, just been trying to do a little bit of sorting, and kind of consolidating and finding things that I've shown on the lives that I've never put into the online store yet. um, Trying to get all that worked out, so that's what I've been doing today. Went outside with the cats, of course. It was a nice day today. I don't know what the high was, 48 again, same as yesterday, but today was sunny. There was a part of the day where it got really nice and kind of sunny, and I went out with the cats because I know they would enjoy it. And we played in the yard. We took little sticks, and I dragged the sticks around in the grass, and the cats jump and attack them, and it's really cute. So we did that today. Um, And that's been kind of my whole day. Been trying not to do too much, been trying to enjoy the day, not letting my anxiety get too much to me, and been trying to enjoy the day and kind of just, remember the people who have passed, who used to make this day super special for me, and just kind of trying to reflect on things and just trying to enjoy it and remember the good times. um Danette's is supposed to get an ice storm on Friday. That's what our friend Susie told me about going to the store on Fridays. She said to be careful going to the store because it was supposed to be very kind of maybe dangerous on Friday. I don't know what time that's supposed to happen, but yeah. So that's where we're at. I don't know if anyone else is out there. I see Danette out there. I don't have numbers up here. It's not telling. Usually it tells me something up here, but it's not telling me today. So I don't know if you're out there. If you're out there, please say hi. Hang out with us a little bit. Um, we thought, I was thinking maybe I'll show a few lots of some things tonight. But if we don't have a lot of people, maybe we'll just we were going to do some giveaways anyway. And I think maybe we'll do some giveaways tonight if there are people out there. Dennis says, I'm thinking I might be the only person. Let me see if let's see. It says there are two. Let me go. Yeah, it says there are two watching on YouTube and two watching on Facebook. So it's not a lot. So maybe we won't do many giveaways. I was thinking about doing that, but we had no idea if anyone was going to be around. And we're a little bit early in it. A lot of people don't usually join in for a little while, so we'll see how things go. But yeah, how's everybody if you're out there? Um, how are you doing, Danette? How's the holidays going for you? Lucy doing okay? Um, Hopefully still on the mend. Um, I've gotten we sent out an email today, and I've gotten some replies back on the email from people. Some people we haven't heard from in a while, so that was really sweet. Um, it's nice to hear from people that we haven't heard from for a while. But yeah, this is, like I said, we had no idea. I almost canceled tonight, but then I was like talking with Andrew, and he's like, "Well, maybe we'll do some giveaways, or maybe we'll see. We'll see who's out there." I also, like I said, it's nice to spend time with people um, that we care about, and sometimes we used to do parties for people who didn't have places to go, and especially like in New York, that was a big thing. Sometimes people working retail or just people move to the city, they don't really have family, or they can't go back to their family sometimes, or they just weren't able to get back to their family, and we would do these parties for people. And we don't do that as much here because it's not quite the same environment here. But we know that sometimes people online are at home and maybe they don't have a place to go, or they're not feeling like going anywhere. And so every once in a while we do things. We like to go online and just say hi and hang out if you want to hang out. um, May is here, says hi, AGB fam. Hello, May. Danette says Lucy is still on the mend, better every day. Good, good. Danette's ready for a giveaway. We got a few people. There's a few more people popping on. Maybe we'll do some giveaways. I didn't mention giveaways in the in the title, but maybe I should have. Maybe that would have gotten more people hanging out. But I know people are busy. People, this is kind of the time. Even if you're giving away giveaways, if people are busy, they're busy, right? That's it. There's no way around that. Um, but yeah, it's nice to hang out with a few people. How are you doing, May? How's everything going for you? Um, Um, I'm trying to think. Andrew was up most of the night again working on some things. Um, he's still working on some ornaments and some things, and so he's still doing that right now. And he took a nap pretty much and got back up and started working on some of those things after, of course, petting the cats and playing with them a little bit too. But yeah, that's about all that's going on here. Like I said, we're going up to my brother's tomorrow, and there's a little feast being prepared. I'm going to be doing lasagna. I think my mom's doing pies. Sorry, I have cat hair. I was kissing a cat before. Like, you probably see me like touching my face, touching my nose. I have cat hair from kissing on my cats right before the live. Um, Sandra's here, says hi, Merry Christmas Eve. Hello, Sandra. Thanks for joining in. Glad you are here. How's everything going for you? Um, yeah, so my mom's making some pie. She's been talking about making some pies. I talked with her a little bit today. I think they're making vegetarian meatballs. I think, and that's using, I think, my other grandma's recipe. She had a really good recipe for vegetarian meatballs. My dad's family was vegetarian for a while, and so she has some really good recipes that sometimes we still get to use. So that's nice. And then I don't know if they're having ham or I can't remember what else. I didn't pay attention to the meat parts of the meal, but we're gonna have salad and all that stuff. So that should be nice. May says doing some pre-prep for tomorrow's Christmas dinner at my sister's. Nice. Susan just joined us. Says hi everyone. Wasn't expecting to find you here. Yeah, we weren't sure. I was gonna do one earlier in the day, but then I got myself a little bit behind and ended up going to Walmart. And like I said, I picked up some cat litter and a few other things. We were out of some vitamins, so I picked up some vitamins that we needed, just because we haven't had them. And getting through the holidays, it's good to have the vitamins. Um, so I got those. Sandra says, doing a little better today. Thanks for asking. Good. I'm glad you're doing better. Um, I know you've been fighting the fight. Hopefully you get better really soon. Danette says, was Walmart insane? It actually was not. Um, it was not at all. I thought it was going to be. I was like a little afraid going there, but I'm like, I got a pretty nice parking space. My normal, I have a particular space, not space, but a particular row aisle that I like to park in. Um, and there were a few open spaces there, so I got that. It's usually packed if it's packed. Um, the inside wasn't too bad. I waited only momentarily for a register. Um, the aisles weren't too crowded, people weren't wild. I was very surprised. I thought it was going to be insane, and it wasn't. Um, May, what are you having? What are you making for dinner tomorrow at your sister's? Are you making food, or is the food being made there? Um, says, wow, that's awesome, says Danette. I know, right? It's kind of wild. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much my day. Um, And, I wrote an email today. We just want to also say how thankful we are for, all of your support, all of your love that you send to us, all of the sharing you do, all the caring, all that good stuff. I don't want to get too mushy, but, you know, and we'll probably say this again before the end of the year, but now's the time kind of more we start reflecting on the year. And I wrote in the email a little bit about how this was a hard year for us, but it was also a year filled with a lot of firsts, a lot of really good things that happened, and you all were definitely instrumental in making those things happen for us and being a part of them with us, and we're so thankful for that. And my anxiety day to day is mostly those small little day to day things that we have to deal with. And that's what my anxiety focuses on. And so a lot of days, it's hard for me to see the good in the moment. My anxiety kind of forces me to look at a lot of the bad things and try to avoid them or try to work through them. Um, but looking back on things and looking back on this year, I often, and I always say this, I often at the end of years look back on things and remember mostly only the good things. You know, I'm I'm pessimistic a lot of times at in the moment, but when I look back, I'm kind of an optimist. I don't know how that works. An optimistic historian, I don't know. But when I look back at things, I remember generally the good things that have happened, and the bad things kind of fade away. Um, now ask me about tomorrow, and I could tell you all the things that could happen that would be bad. But when I look at the grand scheme of things, our life has been very good, and you all are a huge part of that. And like we say, you are our AG Bead fam. We call it a family because that's what we feel like it is. You are part of the family. Um, and families always have their things sometimes every once in a while, but for the most part, families love each other and take care of each other, and that's really how we feel about this and what we do. um Let's see here. May saying, I'm in charge of the mac and cheese, red beans, and rice. Nice. Says, I hope I make enough. I'm not used to making for a lot of people. I know, right? That's the big thing. Like, I just make a lasagna, and I make like the biggest lasagna the pan can hold. And that is my contribution. And hopefully it's enough. We never have a ton of people, I mean, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes there are more people. Um, but oftentimes, my brother and his wife, my sister-in-law, will do dinner at her family's house, and then we come over and have dinner there. I don't know how many people are going to be there tomorrow. Um, I don't get those kind of counts generally, but um, there will at least be their family, which is a family of five, my mom and dad, and I will be there. Andrew's, I don't know if he's going to go or not. Um, but yeah, so we'll at least have that many people. Sometimes my sister-in-law's brother and sister-in-law come and visit too. So I don't know what else is going to happen, but um, I make what I make, and then, you figure other people are bringing things too. So, um, there should be enough all in all. And for us, as long as there's vegetarian options, and my lasagna's vegetarian, we're having vegetarian meatballs, and we have salad, so we'll be set. It should be a good feast, and I hope it is for you too, May. Hey, there's Anne. Hello, Anne. Thanks for joining us. Vicky's here, says hello, happy holidays. I'm baking cookies and singing Christmas songs at full volume. Nice. I had Christmas music playing earlier today. Um, I had that while I was working on some things on the computer. Um, so yeah, I wasn't singing along. Andrew was sleeping. I didn't want to be too loud. So I had the music playing fairly softly. I was working in the room, in our dining room, which is directly below where he was sleeping in the bedroom. So I tried to stay more quiet, and hopefully didn't make too much noise. And says, I'm in charge of breakfast tomorrow. Well, brunch, potato, egg, and veggie casserole and French toast. Ooh, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. I kind of now want a breakfast brunch Christmas. um, We've never done that in my family. We've done the dinner, we've done lunch. We've never done a Christmas breakfast like that. That would be kind of fun, I think. Marianne's here, says, "Hey all, we're having a snowstorm just now. Not my favorite drive home. Oh boy. Well, I'm glad you made it home, and happy Christmas Eve." Um, yeah, it's it's a little bit, we're not, our weather's good here. I can't It's 36 and now has finally dropped a little bit, but that's not too bad for Christmas Eve for sure. We did not get snow, but we might get, as Danette said earlier, we might get some ice on Friday. Um Marion says it's the fourth day of Yule. Nice. Nice. Um so happy Yule. Merry Yule. I don't know. Danette says, I'd like to have a Christmas breakfast brunch someday also. I know, right? Wouldn't that be fun? I'm not a morning person, so it's going to have to be more of the brunch time, but let's have some breakfast foods for Christmas. That'd be pretty awesome. Um, sure would change things up a little bit, right? Normally, like my family, Christmas used to be, so um, we would have ham and turkey, I think usually. Ham and turkey with gravy. The ham, we would have red stuff, is all we called it. We called it red stuff. And that was beets mixed with a horseradish. and that is from probably Slovakia. Um, because that's where I think that's the side of the family. That's where things, or maybe Hungary, because we have some Hungarian in us. So there's that. And then we would have, I'm going to say Oplakansa, but I'm probably mispronouncing that. My grandmother always said I mispronounced it. I don't know how. Oplakansa. They're dough balls with poppy seed and honey. Um, and when I was a kid, I didn't like them, and now I do. I didn't like poppy seed for some reason, or thought it was weird, or I don't know, but now it's good. So we would have that, um, and uh, we would often have like deviled eggs and always sweet potatoes. And the sweet potatoes were like done in like I don't know if it was a sugar. They were really good. I don't know if it was honey, sugar, something. They were very sweet, sweet potatoes or yams. We always called them sweet potatoes. I don't know the difference between that and a yam, so that's that. That's what we call them, sweet potatoes. And of course, we'd have some salad and usually lots of like we'd have corn because my grandparents grew corn, so we would have the frozen corn, and they'd cook that up. My grandmother always froze corn. Sometimes she would can it, but most of the time she froze it, and it was very fresh that way. And so we'd have some of her corn. We'd have red beets, like pickled beets, that my grandmother did because she grew beets, and then they would pickle them. And yeah, usually some kind of potato salad or macaroni salad. And yeah, and then the other things were introduced through the years too. Like people start making things. Of course, there'd be pumpkin pie, and usually my grandmother would do like an apple pie or blueberry pie sometimes because she grew blueberries. Um, let's see here. Mary says, "Good Yule." Okay, not merry, not happy, but good Yule. Good Yule. Um, uh, May's having a break in the rain at the moment. That's good. Marion says, "We always had breakfast and dinner about 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m." Um, yeah, I guess we never really did Christmas breakfast. It was never a big thing in our house. I guess maybe some people do that. Maybe probably a lot of people do that, get together for Christmas breakfast, right? That wasn't a big thing. We weren't very big breakfast people, all in all, or morning people for the most part. Um, Sandra says, I love deviled eggs. I know. My mom usually makes deviled eggs. I don't know if she is. I can't remember what the list said, if she's making that too, but I love deviled eggs. Um, Marion says, we call our sweet potatoes yams, or at least we used to. Yeah, we called everything a sweet potato growing up. Anytime we made them, they were sweet potatoes. And maybe they truly were, but they could have also been yams, but we never called them yams growing up. Um, May says, nothing like fresh veggies from the garden. I know, right? Um, yeah, so my grandma she had a huge garden. She had one of the biggest gardens I had ever seen when I was young. Um, and some of the like her soil was amazing. Like the plants just grew huge. Like they were amazingly big. Um, and rarely did she have anything that failed unless it was a drought for some reason. And they did have wells and only one well for a while. So if there was a drought, they couldn't water much. She would save things like in rain barrels. They had rain barrels and they would do that. But if it was a drought and things were dry, she couldn't like turn on the hose and water her garden because um, that would come from the well and they needed that for the house water. Um, but yeah, she had a huge garden and she preserved a lot of things. The beets, she did, of course, red beets, pickled beets. She did tons and tons of tomatoes, and she would do stewed tomatoes and can those. Um, we had lots of zucchini, but that all got eaten up. None of that ever got in any way. There was nothing left. I love fried zucchini. We make fried zucchini all summer. So lots of things that she grew and did that. Sandra asked, frozen corn on the cob. No, but it was the corn from the cob that they used a mandolin and cut off, and then she would freeze the kernels that way. Um, and I don't know how she did it. I can't. I'm assuming. I don't know. They were cut fresh. I don't think they were cooked first because she always cooked them pretty well after she took them. Like she had a thing that those things where you suck the air out, to vacuum, a vacuum sealer, that she had, that she used. But I think it was just, I don't think the corn was cooked first. I think it was cut, bagged, and then frozen, and then I think it was, I know it was always cooked after, but I don't think that was just to warm it up. I think that was actually cooking it. um Marion says we also did a big spread on Christmas Eve. Yeah, that was Christmas Eve, was has some of my fondest memories. Some of my favorite times this day. And it's hard this time, like, because we don't really do much on Christmas Eve now. Like, I worked most of the day, or did some errands. So it's very different, and it's kind of sad. I get a little bit sad on Christmas Eve because it's not the same as it used to be for me, and for my family. But a lot of the people who made Christmas Eve what it was are not with us anymore. Um, and so it's different, but it's we I still try to remember them, and kind of keep myself try to keep myself in the holiday spirit a little bit, even if we're working and doing things like that. Because this was never a day we did any work on. Generally, it was always, getting ready to go to grandma's, and just going up and having a blast, really. Um, um, hey, there's my mom. Says just tuned in, and yes, I'm making deviled eggs. Nice, that's awesome. She also says, hi all, Merry Christmas Eve to all who celebrate. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Um, we have a good many people watching, surprisingly. There's this saying about 17 people. No one is commenting on Facebook, at least that I'm seeing. So I don't know um, who all's out there, but no one's commenting out there. But people, thankfully, are commenting on YouTube, so thank you. Um, May says Christmas Eve was also the time my hubby's family celebrated the holiday. Yeah, it's just kind of, and I think we had to do that because we had two sides to go to, and it just made sense that um, um, we split it up that way, and it worked out. And usually my aunt and uncle would come in from, they live out in the eastern side of the state, and they would come in for the holidays, and it was a good time for them to be able to come in. And I haven't seen them in years now. And um, they would come in, and then we'd all go up to my grandmother's house and hang out. And like I said, we would have our feast, and then we would do our hunt for the presents. We didn't have a tree up there. If you weren't watching yesterday, I talked a little bit about it. My family did, for the kids. It was me and my brother mostly. My cousin was there, but he was older, so it wasn't so exciting for him. But I mean, it was exciting for me for most of my life, so I loved it. But they would hide presents around the house, and then Santa would send a list to my grandmother. I think my aunt helped with that a little bit too, planning all this out, and would send a list, talking about if we'd been good and all that, and then give clues to where all the presents were hidden throughout the house. And then we would go running to find them. And my grandfather would always keep the house very warm with his wood stove and fireplace. So we'd be like in shorts running around, by the end of it all. And then he'd usually come up with like chestnuts, because they have chestnut trees there, and he would roast chestnuts on the wood burner. The outside of the wood burner got hot enough that he'd cut little X's in the chestnuts so they didn't explode, right? And then he'd put them in a tinfoil pan and set them on top of the wood burner. And it was warm enough there that they would roast the chestnuts there. And so he'd bring up chestnuts for us, and we'd have, the adults would have coffee, and we'd have dessert and have the pies then, and um, kind of just chat all night, and the kids would play with our toys, and we'd hear stories that my mom and her siblings would talk about all the things they used to do as kids, and some of them would remember things that others wouldn't, and things that my grandparents never knew they got up to as kids. So it was fun as kids to listen to that kind of stuff. Um, my mom says, "It's a Wonderful Life" is just coming on, my favorite holiday movie. Oh yeah, I have that. Um, that's one of the very few movies that I've bought on, like, Apple, Movies that I have that I can watch anytime because I love that movie. My mom and I used to sit and watch that movie a lot of Christmases, we sat and watched that together. Um, Vicky says, "When we were kids, after Christmas dinner, it was touch football. If we tried that now, someone would break a hip." Yeah, that I don't know that any of us wanna go running around playing touch football these days, but, yeah, we always had, um our Christmas dinner always started later, so our Christmas dinner really started around, like, what we had as dinner time, so, like, 6 o'clock. So it was already dark by the time we started eating, so there was no running around afterwards. But I know at my dad's side of the family, we often started food around noon or so, so there was time after to do things like that. And our cousins, we would play a little bit, but then we had the we had the presents to open, and everyone would gather in the living room under the tree and kind of go through the presents. And that was kind of more of the typical or normal Christmas that most people expect, with a tree and people sitting around it and opening gifts together, and that was always a nice thing too. And it was nice to be around that side of the family and my cousins. I got along with most of my cousins. There's always family things, right? But most of my cousins I got along really well with, and we always had a really good time. Um, Marianne says, as a teenager, we went to a movie on Christmas Day. I know some people do that too. That's a big tradition for a lot of families. We barely ever went to the movie theater. Um, it just wasn't something that we did a lot. And, oftentimes money was tight. And so we didn't do that. And there are a few movies. There used to be a movie theater that was a dollar theater that my mom would take us out to sometimes when we were kids. And I remember that, and it was up in Johnstown, another Johnstown memory. And we would go to the Dollar Theater, and we would do things like that. But I know that a lot of people um, used to do or still do the movies on Christmas, which is kind of a cool thing. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Merry Christmas. She says, Merry Christmas to you too. We will not be going live tomorrow, so we're doing this today. Anne says, Daniel Tiger just gave me a gift, my very first. Nice. That's cute. That's cute. Um, yeah, so like kind of the movies, like I remember we saw The Burbs. I think that was one of the movies, The Burbs, and I think Beetlejuice was actually one of the movies. The Burbs, Burbs, I think, and Beetlejuice were two of the movies that I remember going to the Dollar Theater and seeing growing up. Um, but I know there were more, but those were just the two that stick out to me. Um, and yeah, but we didn't go to the movies very much. I went with some of my friends in high school, finally started going into more movies and stuff. My one friend was a huge movie fan. Um, and I don't know what he's doing these days. I always assumed he'd be some kind of director someday. That's just what, and I don't know what he's doing. I should check up on him, but um, his dad would take us out to movies a lot of times, or else we'd go with friends. Once we got older, and some of us could drive, so that was fun too. But never on Christmas. I don't think we've ever done movies on Christmas, but I know a lot of people do that. It could be fun. Nice way to spend time together, I guess, too. But yeah, what's everyone else doing? How's everyone else doing out there? Um, Everybody having a good day? Having a good Christmas Eve? It's kind of my favorite day of the year. One of my very favorite days of the year because of what it used to be. Um, it's not quite the same anymore, but and we usually do spend it at least half of the day working, but it is still a lot of good memories, and I still usually I have all of my grandmother's photo albums, or at least most of them, that when she passed I took, and I have them. They're like right across the room, and every once in a while I pull them out, and usually on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day I pull some out and go through some of the photos. And I have some videos. I've digitized some of the videos, and there are some that I've gotten that there's at least one Christmas video recording that we have of our Christmas celebration, and I usually watch that, or have playing. I didn't do it today, but I usually have it playing like in the background as I'm doing things on this day. But yeah, that's what's going on here. So, what do y'all think? Do you want to do a show? Are you interested in things? Do you want to just do some giveaways? Do you want to do a show and giveaways? Anybody interested in an actual live show or not? What are y'all feeling tonight? Um, I do have some things here that I have pulled if anybody's interested, but if not, we will maybe we'll just do some giveaways. I don't know. What are y'all thinking? Let me know in the comments. Are you interested in spending more time, or are you all busy? You might be busy. A lot of you might be busy, not able to do much. So let me know in the comments how you're feeling, what's going on. Um, Oop, that's confusing. Um, let's see. Susie says, got to leave work early. My two besties came over and we smacked and listened to 19. Listened. Oh, listened to Christmas music. My eyes, I'm like, looking at it. It's not a 19, it's listened to, but there's a 9 in there. Christmas music. Um, Mary says, not my favorite day anymore since for the last few years of my working life, working on Christmas Eve and sometimes on Boxing Day. Yeah, it's I just lost my I just lost my mouse. Um, if you don't know, like I have Apple stuff and I have my iPad open here so that I could see the email because my computer doesn't do email anymore. It's not working. Um, and when you move your mouse, you can you can use your mouse on your iPad from your computer, and it's supposed to go off the screen and it goes onto your iPad, and you can flip back and forth. But now I can't get my mouse off my iPad in front of my computer. Let me turn off my iPad, and there it goes. It's gonna pop back up over there. Um, that's the nice thing about Apple stuff sometimes, is that sometimes it works really well. And you can use your computer keyboard and mouse if you have your computer on and you want to use your iPad, and you just has a second monitor or doing something else in the iPad, and you can just use the same mouse that's on your computer, and it goes over, and usually it leaves and comes back, but I'm having some issues. Vicky says, almost done with cookies, so I can do whatever. Nice. Susie says, I'm good for a sale or chat. All right. That's Maybe we'll look at a few things today. I have some things picked out. Um, some things, maybe things that we've seen here over the last probably maybe few weeks or so. There's some of these things are just things that I have in here, but maybe you missed them. So we'll do a quick sale. Maybe I'll just do a few. We'll see how it goes. If people are grabbing stuff, if they're grabbing things, then we'll keep going. If not, we'll cut it early maybe. I don't know. I'm just playing it by ear. Um, a sale always helps us no matter what. I spent a lot of money on cat litter and vitamins today, so I could do with renewing that if anybody's interested in buying anything. Um, and also we will be shut down tomorrow, and usually we do these lives every day, so taking even a day off sometimes is hard. um, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll do some giveaways. I'll find some stuff for giveaways. um, why not? Let's do some giveaways too. May says, love looking at beads. All right, let's look at some beads then. um, let's flip the camera around, and please, please, please continue to chat with me and let me know how you're doing, and let me know about your holiday plans as we go, because that's easier for me when you're all doing that than just me talking all the time. um, let's get some lights going on here. Here we go. um, My feet are cold again. It's chilly in this room. All right. Let's see here how we're doing. And if you are watching and you replied to my email, that's so nice. Thank you. I've had a few people replying to our emails and some people we haven't heard from in a while. So thank you. It's nice to hear from you. And we appreciate that so much. Sending us good vibes. Um, let's I don't know if let me make sure I've never done these before because this actually sounds familiar. No, okay. XME lots tonight. XME lots. You claim the same way. Take down the lot number. If you want something tonight, send it to us in an email, info@allegorygallery.com. We're going to call them XME1 for Christmas Eve. How about that? XME1. Marianne says, I'm just going to cuddle with my kitties as it is both snowing and still cold. Yes, cuddle with those kitties. They keep you warm. I was on the couch last night after everything, once we were kind of getting ready for bed and eating, and I had a pileup of kittens all over me, which was super duper nice. I liked it a lot. Okay, let's see here. XME1, I'm going to do these. I had these at 42. I'll bring them down to 40. I can't go much less because these are pretty nice. These are irradiated quartz, vintage irradiated quartz faceted drops. One strand of these available. Where's my, this is, let me figure out where my, there it is. This is about 11-inch strand, irradiated quartz, faceted drops. These are really, really pretty. They don't do this process anymore. And these are super, super nice. I don't know if these are smoky quartz actually, or if it's just the process that makes them look like smoky quartz, but they are really, really pretty. So one strand of those available, XME1. And oh, let me get my email up here so I can see if anybody grabs anything. Had those at 42, bring them down to 40 for you. But because they don't do that process anymore and these are pretty rare, can't go much less than that, really. All right. XME2. We have the, oh, what's going on with my email here now? Let me force quit the email. Try this again. My email wasn't refreshing right. XME2. $12. This is a bundle of nice stones. Andrew had some of these nice stones kind of separated out that he was starting to kind of separate for himself, and I grabbed them at one point. So these are just, it's a grouping of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 8? Yeah, 8 stones. There's a really nice aquamarine in here. I think that's jade or serpentine, and then a nice I want to say chalcedony. I got chalcedony stuck on my brain now. That's not what that is. Oh boy. Being live is one thing sometimes when I lose my words, right? Anyway, you know what that is. You know what that is. Carnelian, there it is. Got it, came to me. Carnelian. And then some quartz, chalcedony, smoky quartz. That's a dyed stone, of course, a dyed agate. And then this one is, I think, a Peruvian opal, I believe. And so you get that $12 XME2. Kimberly says, hello all, Merry Christmas. I was on Facebook while I looked for the pendant I had made for my sister. Nice. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us, Kimberly. My beaded bliss. All right, let's see here. let's do a giveaway. This is a lampwork glass bead. We'll do as a giveaway. And let me see, what can I say? What can I, boy, um, I'm trying to think of something that I could use as the giveaway. I should have thought about that before I did the giveaway. Ba, 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 ba. Let's just make this easy. The first person that I see in the comments that says lamp work, you get it. We're just gonna make this easy on me and on you. First person in the comments that I see say lamp work or type out lamp work, and it's Danette. Danette gets it. Thank you so much, Danette. We're gonna make this easy. Okay, I'm gonna put this in a bag with your name on it. All right, there we go. Okay. XME3. These are $10 each. I have 3 of them available. And it's these Tibetan beads with turquoise. Tibetan cone beads with the turquoise. I have 3 of them available, $10 each, XME3. This is a juicy strand. It's a dyed strand. Diane says, are you seeing the comments from Facebook? I'm seeing no comments on Facebook right now. Were you on the Facebook page? Maybe it's in the group. No, that should be the same thing. I'm seeing no comments, and I'm looking on Facebook itself, and I'm not seeing any comments on Facebook. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me close my browser and let me do a full refresh. No. Oh, there we go. Now they're coming up. Yeah, Sandra didn't see anyone in Facebook either. There's something, going on. Okay, so there we go. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Andrew's commenting over there. Brunch used to be more of a New Year's Day thing. Your grandma used to make zucchini bread for the holidays. Yes, she did. And I miss that zucchini bread. Sometimes we still might. I think my aunt was making it for a while. It's been a while, though, since we've had the zucchini bread. Andrew says, I think there's a lot of unseen labor from parents who work to make the holidays special for their families. I remember some of the first holidays I did on my own. There was so much work. Andrew says, our kids didn't get us anything. They did not. Susie says, mine didn't either. Andrew says, your one friend does work in the movies. See, he keeps up with them more than I do. Your grandma always was good about taking pictures. Yes, she was. We've got a lot of albums full of pictures, and it's kind of nice to have the albums. I know, like, I take a lot of pictures during the holidays on my phone and then never look at them again. But for some reason, I'll pull out an album every once in a while and go through it, and it's just so nice. Andrew says, Barnaby gave me a kiss, so that's cute. That's nice. There's Kimberly over there. Says, I gave Tallulah a talking to about what can happen if you go off on your own. Yeah, she was running around outside today on her own. And she was trying to run around. She was running so hard. She had herself huffing and puffing from running so hard. There's Diane. Thank you, Diane, for joining us. You're the one who said about who's seeing comments on Facebook. I wasn't before. I am now. Um, so um, let's get both of these now on screen. Good. Hopefully, I will see new comments as they come in. Hopefully, new comments will come up. Marion says, my mother started in late November making holiday foods. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get back to this now. So XME4, $10 is this strand of dyed, I think it's dyed quartz, like a strawberry or a cherry quartz. But it's just really juicy and really nice. So if you like this, it's only 10 bucks for the strand. It's a vintage strand, and these are about 10 by 13 millimeters. 10 by 13 millimeters. There we go. Now, is anybody saying anything on Facebook that I'm not seeing? Because I don't know if new comments are popping up or not. Somebody say something on Facebook so I can see if anything's coming up. Because it's definitely not coming up on StreamYard, unfortunately. Let's see if anybody says anything. I may not be getting, it may not be a thing that I can get Facebook comments without refreshing all the time. Okay, Diane said hello. Okay, good. They are coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's continue on with another giveaway. What can I give away today? What do we want to give away? How about, let's see what I got. Those don't have holes. How about these? This is a whole bag of these beautiful beads. And I don't know how many are there. It was a bag full. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 12 of them. So first person that I see in the comments say hollow beads gets them. Hollow beads gets them. First comment I see on either location we're streaming in, since I'm seeing both. And Marianne got it. Okay, so these are Marianne's. Susie says, I ventured to Giant Eagle today. Wasn't too bad. That's surprising. I looked over at Giant Eagle as I was going to Walmart, and it looked pretty packed. It looked pretty packed to me. I'm glad it wasn't too bad. And so I got those from Barbara Lewis back in the day. Oh, to do enameling on, probably. Let's see here. All right, let's do XME5. So far, we're doing giveaways. Haven't sold anything yet, but that's okay. We'll keep it up. We'll see what happens. Got to give back every once in a while, right? Okay. XME5 was 28. We'll do them for 24. These are large, chunky chalcedony. Large, chunky chalcedony in this light pink and light blue kind of coloring. A little bit, there's a yellow in there too. Nice big chunks, vintage strand, dyed chalcedony, 16.5 millimeters by about 22. That was that one anyway. Beautiful kind of pastel Eastery colors if you're getting ready for all that. Talking about holidays, right? One strand available, $24. Danette says polo beads. Couldn't tell if you said hollow or polo. Yeah, hollow beads. Hollow beads. Let's see here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put this one away. This is the irradiated quartz. Irradiated, that's the word. Irradiated quartz. Just the one strand of those available. $40 for the strand. A process they do not do anymore. Look at those colors. Look how beautiful those are. XME1. I'm going to put that away. No one has claimed that one. Now, what do I do with the bag for it? There it is. Okay, XME2 is, what do I do with the bag for that? That's that bag. That's that bag. I'm like losing all my bags here. Okay, let's grab another bag. This grouping of stones here. Beautiful colors. Some fun, vibrant colors in that. I like that color mix. $12 for that. Let's move XME3 over, XME4, XME5, XME6. Let's see what I've got. 3 all. Four of these available. I'm going to price them real good for you. $12. This is beautiful carnelian. Gorgeous beads. Get the strand of them, $12 for the strand. Each one is 8 millimeters approximately by 12. Carnelian strand, XME6. 4 strands available. All right. Let's see here. All right. And this is another giveaway. This is a vintage check glass piece. And let's do something that it's not the first person, because those with lagging internet may not be fair. So I said that my grandfather would roast these and bring them up to us in the story I told earlier. What did my grandfather roast for us? First person to say it in the comments gets it. Danette got it. Chestnuts. Thank you so much. Andrew says, I just gave my Medusa a haircut. What Medusa? What? I don't know. Did I see the Medusa? Susie asks, Andrew, you're venturing anywhere in January? He says, I'd like to go to ECU Symposium, but we'll see how the finances are. I was thinking about going to Yuma or Tucson, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, right? Okay, I'm going to put XME3 away. That's this. I've got 3 of those available. And I'm going to put XME4 away as well. That's this strand. $10 for that. XME7. What do I have in here? Digging through our office collection here. See what I might have that people may want. This is fun. This was 18. Let's bring it down to 14 for you all. They were talking about ending the Yuma Symposium, so I would like to go before it is no more. I've never even heard of that. Mesa, I was going to ask if you guys were going to Tucson. Yeah, we don't. It's one of those things that we like to go, but we don't even have to go too much because we do our virtual shopping with our vendors, which is nice. It saves a lot of money, but of course we love going when we can. XME7 is this strand, long strand, very long strand of these wooden beads. And they're super light and super cool. Was $18. Now I'm bringing it down to $14 for y'all. And this is about 20 millimeters by about 8.5 millimeters or 9 millimeters on each one of those. And that, let me see, how long is that actually? That's about a 24-inch strand. 24-inch strand. Nice light wooden beads, really fun to play with. Like I love just holding them and playing with them, but also nice to make jewelry with. Andrew's supposed to teach at Contemporary Craft in the beginning of January, but I have been purposely trying not to book a lot this year. Sandra says that was too funny. My neighbor was opening the trash and Sweet Pea was eating. She runs out to me with food between her teeth. And I'm like, it's okay. It's the neighbor. That's pretty cute. She's taking her food with her. Taking her food with her, right? I feel that sometimes. Danger, danger, but I'm going to take my food with me. If you're in danger, you want to make sure you have that snack, right? I keep pulling out these things that I'm going to set them aside for Andrew. We got these round beads, but they ended up not being beads at all. They don't have any holes. But he's going to use them for projects. All right. I have these vintage, I think these are actually antique check. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. They used to be 75 cents each, but I'm going to bring it down to $6 for the lot of these. It's an antique check with that kind of mocha color and the clear. Really cool bead. I'm in this kind of brown zone right now. Look at me. I'm pulling all these things that are like brown in color. These are about 12 millimeters by 19. Really cool beads. XME8. Andrew says Tucson is also a lot of retail now. Yeah, that's the hard thing too. Marion says nice color. These there's all, I think it's all nice color, right? I don't know what you're saying it to, but when that comment came in, but there it is. Oh, we just sold 8. Thank you so much. I'll put those right back away. Yay, first sell. Thank you. It's always nice to get a first sell under the belt, right? The wood beads, says Marion. Yes, these are really pretty. And they're super light. Like this whole strand probably isn't even an ounce. If I put that on the scale, probably not even an ounce. Oh, somebody else just tried to grab 8 again. Sorry. There's only the one. Sandra says she's on protection duty while I've been sick. It's so cute. That's cute. That's cute. Okay. Let's do another giveaway. Have you seen the theme? It's like a giveaway every 2 things. Trying to do a lot of giveaways for y'all as a thank you for all that y'all do for us. Okay, we have these beads. These are 2 hole. Whoops, 2 hole. They've got a crystal in the center. You get 4 of them. It's a little giveaway. And let's do this. So what can we do? What can we say? I was questioning if my mom was making something for Christmas dinner tomorrow, and she came in the comments and said she was. What is my mom making? What is that thing we were talking about? First person to say it in the comments gets these. Marianne got it on my side. Deviled eggs. Thank you so much. All right, let me put these in a bag. They came in such a tiny bag. And let's see here. All right. Put in there. Put them in a bigger bag. Can we actually it's in a bigger bag? Let's do these all together like this. That makes more sense. All right. XME9. Okay. We used to sell these for $4 a piece. Because these are from an expensive strand. Giving you the pair of them for $6. This is beautiful smoky quartz, faceted puffy cubes. You get the 2 of them. They used to sell for $4 each. And so I'm bringing them down to $3 each for you, is $6 for the pair. And these are really nice quality, would make a great pair of earrings, about 11 millimeter cubes. 1 pair available, XME9. What about these? All right. Oh, we just sold 9. Thank you so much. Let me put those away. And 10. These were $8 each. I'll bring them down to, let's do $5 each. 1, 2, 3, 6. I think I have 20 of them available. These are vintage Larimar beads. These are high quality vintage Larimar beads. Super nice, gorgeous color. Mostly drilled lengthwise, so the longest part drilled through. You don't get to pick, but and there's not many in the way of like pairs that I could make, so I'm just going to randomly choose for you if you grab any of these. But at $5 each, these are really beautiful stones that you could turn into pendants. That's a really inexpensive Larimar pendant at that price. $5 a bead, 20 of them available, XME 10. Okay. I'm going to give away, we only have one of these left, so I'm going to give away one of Andrew's mixes. This is a luxury bead blend. As this giveaway, really nice deal. These are normally about $12 each. Oh, I just sold about 4 of the 10s, so I have 16 of those left. And look how well this luxury bead blend would go with those, right? Let's see, what can I ask? Let's ask something. Try not to make anything too difficult. Um, ba, 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 ba. The last few shows, we've been talking about things we've been watching on TV. First person to name one of the shows that Andrew and I have been recently watching wins this. First person we see in our comments. We've been talking about a lot of TV shows. So first person to name one of the shows we've been watching. Susan says, oh, wait, Danette came up with Stranger Things, and that is the first one that popped up. I saw Susan come up after that with Bargain Block, which is also correct. Marianne says it's someone else's turn. But we have been watching Stranger Things, so that is Danette. Oops, that in the bag. Okay. Oh, we've just sold, let's see, 6 more of these. So we're down to only half of these left. 10 of these left, if anybody's interested in those. We're down to 10 of the XME 10s. Hello, Leslie. Thank you for joining us. Happy holidays to you as well. XME 11. We're doing lots of giveaways tonight. Pretty much a giveaway every 2 lots. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm trying to give you some really good deals here for the holidays. Help us all get through the holidays. Get yourself something pretty for a great price and help us as we miss our live tomorrow. These were, let's see, what, these were 25. What can I do? I'll do 20 on these. One strand left. Only one strand of these available. XME11. This is a whole strand of beautiful pink tourmaline. Pink tourmaline. Marian says that should help with the cat food, right? Always buying cat food. I had to buy cat food yesterday and restocked. XME11. $20, one strand, microfaceted, all pink tourmaline. Beautiful. And these are about 2.7 millimeters, so almost 3 millimeter stones of pink tourmaline. One strand available at that price, $20. Super pretty. I'm loving these together. Can you imagine putting these like, ooh, those are my kind. I love pastels. I am excited for Easter already because I love pastels and I love seeing all the Easter stuff because it's all pastel colors. And we just sold XME11. Thank you so much. All right. XME12. I don't know what this stone is. We had it at 18. I'm going to bring it down to 14. I think it's a dyed something. It's just cool. I like it. I think it's a dyed agate. Look how cool it is. Yeah, that's definitely dyed. But look how fun. It looks like something Andrew would use for his creatures. They got like the bloodshot eyes if they had eyes. But it just almost is so cool. And you get the strand of it. These are 10 millimeter beads. I think they're really cool. Dyed agate, I'm going to say. One strand available, $14. XME12. Again, it's this color. I keep pulling this kind of color out tonight. All right. I'm going to put back the chalcedony, the big uns. Chunky chalcedony. And I'm going to put away the carnelian strand. And let's put away the wood strand as well. Can't believe no one grabbed that. They're so fun. They're like almost fluttering little wings, feathers. XM7. Andrew says, we almost had a disaster. Uh-oh. What happened? What's going on downstairs when I'm not there? Everybody's getting into trouble. Getting into trouble. Okay, let me see here. What am I doing here? See something here real quick. Sorry, everybody. Okay. something out real quick before I continue. If I remove these and don't do this first, I will be confusing myself a lot. Okay. Come on. Work with me, computer. Work with me. Remove these so I can make room on my table. Okay. Sorry, everybody. We just sold 12. Thank you so much. And we still have 10 left, I believe, of the 10s. So I'm going to move those over. That's the Larimar. Once that's gone, I don't know if we have any more of that around. This is the one that we took apart a strand because it was a very expensive strand. Once that's gone, that old Larimar, I don't know if we have any more of that. Oh, I did 12. So that means giveaway time. Let's see. Andrew says, after I bake polymer, I sometimes put the oven up as high as it'll go to burn off any excess residue. I tent my pieces, so hopefully that catches most of it. Well, I put the Medusa in the oven, and luckily I caught it. Oh boy. The wood beads would look good with the dyed agate. Did I get XME12? Let me see. Diane, you did get 12. Yes, you did. You did. Thank you. As I said, I was thinking they look like bloodshot eyes. Right? They kind of do, but I think they're really pretty. Maybe for Christmas you can get the heater out of the garage. I looked in the garage. I couldn't find it. I was out there looking for it, and I did not see it. I don't know where that little heater went. And I looked in the basement, and I didn't see it either. Okay, giveaway time. Giveaway time. How about this? This little stretchy bracelet. You'll probably want to restring this. This is on old stretchy cord. Let's see. What can I ask? I'm trying to think. It's hard to think of questions because I really didn't talk about much today. Okay. So I went to Walmart today. What did I go to get? There are two correct answers to this. What did I get at Walmart? First person to answer in the comments that we see gets this. If anybody wants it. Susan, kitty litter. That's right. Thank you, Susan. You win that. We get a bag and put your name on it here. Let's see. All right. And Diane came up almost at the same time on Facebook. So I happen to have another one of those. So I'll give you one too then. Why not? I'm gonna get a bag, put your name on it too. Susan says, I really need the kitty litter more. Tell me about it. We were getting desperate in here. It was like the cats were like, where's our refresh? Where's the refresh? All right. Let's see. What do I have for 13? 13. What are these? Oh, these are nice. Ooh, these are very nice. Wow. Um, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Looks like 18 of these. 16, 18 blue goldstone beads. We had them at $1 each, so that would have been $18, but I will bring them down to, let's do 15, which that, I mean, that's a pretty nice size strand, but these are really, really pretty. Look at these. Woo! Look at that blue goldstone flashing at you. Nice big beads, $15 for all 18 of them. They're about 14 millimeter beads. Really nice color in them. Super pretty. Look at that one. Some of them flash much more than others. So blue goldstone XME 13, really fun. 18 beads, $15 for all of them. They were $1 each. So bring the price down a little bit for you. All right. Lohan says I bought kitty litter today also. Yeah, normally I buy the lightweight, the big giant pails, buy the lightweight ones, because the big ones are heavy. Like, I feel bad for people who cannot carry the big ones because some people need the big ones like we do, and they are heavy. Like, I forgot how heavy they are because I usually get the lightweight ones, but I needed to buy extra today and stock up. And they were having a sale on the non-lightweight kitty litter. And it was enough savings that I had the lightweight in the cart, and then I saw the sale and I was like, ugh. It was like $6 less. And so I bought that. And they are heavy, y'all. That's heavy. And the litter itself is like much heavier to scoop through. So we'll see if I like it, if it acts the same. I haven't used regular litter in a while because we do try to buy the lightweight one. Because I feel like the lightweight works really, really well. And I don't know that we'll see. But anyway, that's what I did today. Got the cat litter. I don't know what y'all use, but Marion says I need to change litter, but have a box and a half. What is going on with this? Whoa, whoa. No, 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 no. I had a feeling there was something wrong with that stuff. Okay. This is, oh, Anne says, I don't buy the pails anymore because they are so heavy. I buy the jugs and pour them into a pail I keep for this purpose. Yeah, that makes sense. We still buy the big pails, but I try and buy the lightweight ones because I can actually manage that. Vicky says, I used to have it delivered with my groceries. I could no longer carry it up the stairs. Yeah, it's so heavy. And I feel like I can still lift things pretty okay, but I was like, I used to carry 2 of those heavy ones at a time. And I was like, okay, I'm carrying 1 at a time from the car. This is sponge coral rounds. Beautiful sponge coral, vintage strands of sponge coral rounds. They were 16 a strand, bringing them down to 12 for you. Sponge coral rounds. Look at how pretty those are. Vintage beads. And these are, I think, 8 millimeter beads in sponge coral. Really pretty. I think I have 2 strands of these available. I hope I have 2. I pulled one out and the strand was coming apart. So I at least have one full strand there like that. All right. Um, oh, boy, my emails. Let's see. What was 7? Okay, I just sold 7. Thank you so much. That's the wooden beads. And then I just sold 13 twice, and my emails were delayed. I don't know why. Um, yeah, that's so weird. Just all popped in at the same time. So that is now gone. Thank you, thank you. You move this over here. That's where I cleared the space. So I could have space over here. Let's move this down. All right. Yeah. So the other thing I got at Walmart were vitamins. I had to get some vitamins. I was out of vitamin D. We were out of magnesium. So I got magnesium and vitamin D because those keep you healthy and help you sleep. Magnesium is great for your muscles. Remember, not a doctor channel, not a healthcare channel. But, and then vitamin D, of course, is good for overall mood. Um, and it's an antiviral. So anytime I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit sick with something, I do a little bit of a load up on vitamin D, and it can help kick that out of your system. At least I feel like it works. But consult your doctor with everything, right? Don't take my word for it. But research on your own, consult your doctor, do your own thing. But really, it does help me. Let's see. Let's see. We're in the getting ready for a giveaway here. How about these? We had some of these on the show last night, and I'm going to do these as a giveaway tonight. These are S-word crystal Rivolis. And what can I ask as a question? Oh, how about this? Andrew mentioned earlier that one of our kitties gave him a kiss. Who was it? Who was it? First person to answer that gets these. We just sold one of the 14s, by the way. Thank you so much. One of our kitties gave Andrew a kiss earlier today. Which one was it? And you win those if you want them. S-word crystal Rivolis, 14 millimeter, I believe. All right. And it looks like Diane is the first one. Says Barnaby. That is correct. That is correct. Put that in the bag. All right. Anne says I must be a terrible listener because I never know the answers. LOL. I know, right? Good thing we don't quiz everybody every day, right? We quizzed you all the time. No, we wouldn't do that to you. All right. These were 6. I'm going to drop them down to 4. These are a large check glass bead, vintage. They look like that. Those would probably go pretty well with these, right? They've got that same kind of look, same color, add a little bit of light to it. Got those XME15. Got those. That's just something on my mind that I saw that might work together. XME15, $1 a bead only on these is what it's coming down to. And these are approximately about 19 by 18 millimeters on those. XME15, $4. Susan says, I can't remember much either. And says that rings a bell. I just have a bad memory. Oh wait, let's see here. Oh yeah. Marianne says, I agree, William. Thanks. Okay. What am I on here? 16. XME 16. Losing track. I'm doing too much. Doing too much. What's happening, y'all? This was 18. I'll bring it down to 14. Again, more of these. I'm doing these like burnt orange kind of colors. This is a beautiful carnelian strand. Vintage carnelian strand, one left, hence the nice discount, 18 down to 14. Look at that. That little gemmy goodness of carnelian. Super gemmy, shiny, juicy stones. I love when carnelian is juicy like that. Looks like a orange biting into citrus. One strand left, and these are approximately 4 millimeters. XME 16. Check my refresh on my email just to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, giveaway time. Let's see, let me find something here for y'all. Then I also got, it's coming up with the questions. It's hard. All right, we've got some Lamport glass beads. How about this pair? This little cute pair of beads. Those of you who like lamp work. Nope, we just sold 16. Thank you so much. I mentioned earlier today that my family and I used to go to a dollar movie theater, and I mentioned 2 movies that I remember us watching there. What was one of the movies? Just have to name one. And you could win this. All right, let me put this one away. Thank you so much for grabbing that. Marianne says, while it's my favorite stone, I have a lot of carnelians. Yes, you do. I know you do. Danette got that one. Beetlejuice. The answer was Beetlejuice. So Danette, that will go into your bag. Thank you, thank you. Beetlejuice and the Burbs. The Burbs was the other one. XME 17. Let's do this. Giving you a really good deal tonight on this. It's one of the last ones of these. This is for the life of me. I couldn't remember the other one. Yeah, the Burbs, which is a weird movie. I feel like. Anyway, this is a vintage or antique, probably at this point. Sterling silver box clasp with a peridot. It was $40, bringing it down to $25 for you all. I think this is the only one of these that's left. I haven't seen these around much. We had a number of them for a while. This is a box clasp, so it works by pushing this down, pulling it out. For those of you who don't know, or might not know what a box clasp is, and when it goes in, that little ring on the top there holds everything in. And you hook something to here and to here, and you can see it's stamped 925. So it's sterling with a peridot crystal. Only one of those available at that price. That's way good. Way good. And it says, I've heard of the Burbs, but don't know what it's about. And we've just sold 17. And we've sold, no, we did sell 16 before. So we just sold 17. Thank you so much. That's a really good deal on that. Snag that one, right? XME 18. Wait, that means, wait, do we do a giveaway already? Did I miss a number? 16, 17, 7. No, I got to do 18 and then we do a giveaway. Yes, we do a giveaway after the even number. Okay. Not that it matters, right? Just do what we want to do what I want. But what is this in there? Might y'all like here? Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. I like this. XME 18. Is this beautiful pendant. A beautiful pearl. And the silver colored top. Was 12, now $8. One of those available. And overall, it is about 11 millimeters by 40. 11 by 40, nice and light. Oops. Really cool. XME 18. And 18 just sold. Thank you so much. Okay. Let me make a card XME 19 so I know where I am. I don't mess up the numbering. And let's see, what kind of giveaway should we do? What kind of giveaway should we do? It's not trying to find something that's, something y'all might actually like. How about this? This is fun. This strand. Strand of glass. I don't know if this is check glass or not. About that. And let's see, what kind of question? I'm having a hard time thinking of questions. My life isn't that interesting that I was talking about it so much. Andrew has released some ornaments recently. Name the collection. Name one of the collections of ornaments. There are 4 different collections that he's come out with. Name one of them. And Anne gets it, Krampus. So Anne wins this. Let me get you a bag, Anne. You have a giveaway bag started. Or do you? Here? No. And it's that. Okay. All right, XME 19. Found this little sweet thing. This was 12. We'll go for 10. And we'll do this for, this is a Chalcedony bezeled drop. XME 19, only $10. Beautiful Chalcedony, blue Chalcedony. Well, not blue Chalcedony, aqua Chalcedony. Faceted drop. It is approximately 13 by 29 millimeters. One available. Nice little pendant, $10. XME 20. I'm not sure exactly what stone that is. If that is, I think it is. Let's wait on that. Although, let's see. Let's do this. These were, let's see, what can I do in this? This was 65. I'm gonna drop it down to 46. $46. This is an amazing, beautiful strand of peach moonstone. It's done on one of these cords from India. It has the adjustable knot. It's more like a little ball on there, but you can take that off. We sell it just as the price what we'd sell the strand for, not as a necklace. But it's beautiful, gorgeous, chatoyant peach moonstone. Really nice beads on there. Great chatoyance. That's that flash you see, that cat's eye kind of look. Peach Moonstone XME 20 from $65 down to $46 only. About 8 millimeter, approximately 8 millimeter beads. I think they're slightly graduated. Yeah, they go up to about 9 millimeter, 9.5 millimeters. Slightly graduated. Let me check them back here. Yeah, about 7.5 to 9.5 millimeters. XME 20, $46 for the whole strand only. Oh, we sold 19. Thank you so much. Okay. I wanted to see too. I know only one person could get this and did get this, but like if you have something of that color too, like look how much fun, look how well those could go together. Maybe tie in some wood or even some maybe bone to pull out the lighter. And you get that kind of light colored bone to pull out some of these colors. That could be a really kind of cool, like almost this kind of, I don't know, bone color. That could be a really cool thing put together. Jemmy and chatoyant, says Marianne. Annette says, what does chatoyance mean? Chatoyance is that cat's eye flash. So when you have a flash in a stone, it looks like a cat's eye. When you hit a cat's eye at night, you know that flash you get? That's chatoyance. And so certain stones have that kind of chatoyantness to them. Let's see, XME 20. Oh, it's time for a giveaway. Time for a giveaway. How about that? Already? Comes quick when you do it every two lots. Let's see, we did that. Let me find something pretty for y'all. And things that you're all gonna like. How about these? These light blue round glass beads. These are about 9.5, I'll say 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter on those. And now what's my question going to be? Let me think of things that I've done or talked about lately. This is difficult, y'all, coming up with questions all the time. Okay. Since only Krampus was mentioned, name one of the other 3 remaining ornament series that Andrew has come out with. See, I can reuse that question. Krampus has already been mentioned, so name one of the other 3 ornament series that Andrew has recently come out with. And then this is yours. Anybody? Diane got it. Tricksters. Yes, the Tricksters. That's yours, Diane. Let me get your bag here. All right. And where am I at? 21 XME 21. Ah. All right. How about real quick. Let's see what we had these at. We had these at 36. I'm going to bring it down to 32. XME 21. Larimar rounds. Vintage Larimar rounds. You can see they go really well with that vintage Larimar. And this is not a full strand. This is, well, let's see here. I think it is about an 11.5-inch strand. 11.5-inch strand. Shorty strand, but that's also why the price is really good on it. And these are 9.5, approximately 9.5 millimeter rounds. Vintage Larimar. $32 for the strand, down from 36. I can't come down too far in that. These are super light stones. And 1 strand available. XME 21. Now, let me put these away since I think everybody grabbed what they're going to grab on these. Oops, that's not the bag. This is the bag. It's 10. It's back over here. Okay. We'll also put 14 off of here. That way, that's the sponge coral. I still have one of those left. I believe one of those left. I have one strand. One of those left, sponge coral. So 15, that's the large check glass, vintage check. Still have the peach moonstone. And then the Larimar. XME 22. Oh, we just sold 21. Thank you so much. 21 has sold. Put that away. And let's see, what's 22 going to be? Okay. Let's see here. Let me show just one of these. I've got two of these available. And they were tied together, and I don't want them to come untied. Okay. Let's see something here too. Okay. Let's do these at $6. And there are two of them available. Now I don't know what I did with the other one. Anyway, I'll find it if we sell it. XME 22 are these glass beads and these kind of really cool red, purple, blue, white colors. And these are about 14 millimeters by 9.5. Two strands available. If I find the other strand, I'll find it if I need to. I don't know where it went. It's so weird. There it is. It's set up beside me. All right. So I've got both of those if they sell. And Andrew said the new ornaments are almost ready. He's working on more, y'all. More. Are you excited to see those? Who's excited to see Andrew's new ornaments? I'm excited to see them. I don't think I've seen them yet. Sorry, I'm just sorting some stuff out, and I've got to take a drink real quick, and then we'll do another giveaway. Maybe 10 minutes more. All right. Well, it's going to take me at least 10 minutes to get to the end of the 20s here. Okay. Um. Okay. How about this giveaway? This is a pair of S-word crystal drops. And Andrew has mentioned that he is going to be teaching somewhere next year. Where is he teaching? Where is he teaching first? Let's say that. Where is he teaching first next year? And you can win those. Oh, we've sold one of these. We've just sold the other ones. We've sold both of those. Thank you so much. And first person to say it was Danette at Contemporary Craft. You are correct, Danette. Thank you so much. You've gotten that one. And let me put that in. You've got a bag already started here. Put those in your bag. All right. So we're on XME 23, right? XME 23. Oh, I like these. How many of these do I have? I've got 4 of these. Let me get them apart from each other so I can show you just one. I think that means I have to maybe tie them up. Yep. 1, 2, I'm gonna not. Whoa, no, come back here. Thought I had it. There's the knot. Okay. These were 12. I'm gonna bring them down to 8. I've got 4 of them available. These are a vintage check glass. Black check glass with a metallic edge on one side. Faceted cubes. Really cool. Cool shape. And we've got 4 of them available. $8 each right now. XME 23. Annette's watching A Christmas Story. They just unboxed a leg lamp. That's funny. I didn't see that movie for a long time. I think I was in my 20s, maybe, when I actually first watched A Christmas Story. I never watched it as a kid. We always watched, as my mom's probably watching right now, It's a Wonderful Life. She said it was starting soon, and it was like, I think at 8 o'clock. But we always watched that. And I also always used to watch, what is it, Miracle on 34th Street? Was that the one with the Santa in the department store? I think that's the one. I used to really enjoy watching that one too. Sorry, I have to cut more paper. I'm running out of papers for our lot numbers. What's your favorite holiday shows to watch? Do you have any traditions or favorites that you all like to watch? Dennis says, yes, Miracle on 34th Street. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I used to watch it almost every year. And says, yes, I love Miracle on 34th Street. Right? It's such a good movie. One of those feel good movies. All right, what am I? XME 24. Let's see here. All right. This was also 65. I'm going to bring it down to 46. This is it's a moonstone as well. It's kind of like in between like a chocolate moonstone and a peach moonstone. I'm going to call it like a dark peach moonstone. It's really pretty. And it's got some of that nice chatoyance in there, lots of that. But you can see the difference in color. But it's not quite, I wouldn't say it's quite like a chocolate moonstone yet. It's just a very deep peach, very ripe peach. Kimberly says, love this. Then it says, I like the original Miracle on 34th Street. I have it on VHS. Yes, I still have VHS and a VHS player. That's cool. I need to get a new VHS player because I have VHS tapes that my grandmother recorded, and I have a little box that helps me digitize them, but my VHS player that I had got too dirty, and I tried to buy a cleaner and it would not clean it. And then the cleaner I bought, I think, was so old because, it's a VHS cassette cleaner. Like it's not going to be modern. It's not going to be a new one. So I ended up, I need a new VHS player that has been cleaned, or renovated or refurbished so that I can continue get digitizing those before they aren't able to be anymore. Marianne says, a Christmas Carol, the black and white version. I do like a Christmas Carol. Anne says, and I always like to watch one version of a Christmas Carol. I love when Scrooge wakes up on Christmas morning and starts being nice. I know, right? It's a good one. I like that one. I have probably seen most Christmas carols because I actually really like that movie. And um, anytime a new version comes out, I will watch it because I generally like it a lot. Let's see here. Bloody Peach or Orange, maybe, right? Denise says, I like the George C. Scott version of A Christmas Carol, and I have to watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original one. Nice. I don't know which one. I don't know which Christmas carols are which because I think I have watched them all over time, but yeah. Kimberly says, love this color variation, right? Isn't it so pretty? And I'm definitely in this mood tonight. I keep pulling the same colors. Sorry, y'all. Um, y'all don't seem to mind too much, at least. Andrew says they sell VHS cleaner now. They call them poppers. I guess so, right? I guess so. Marion says, gonna watch the Johnny Depp version. I don't know. I don't know. What do we think of him, right? Anne says, Danette, the George C. Scott version is the one I watched this year. Nice. Oh, wait, that was an even number. That means it's a giveaway time. Okay. What? Oh, there's a cat hair on there. Stuck to that bead. How about that? So this is just a nice little group of beads. Um, those are those are really cool right there. Actually, I don't know what those are. Look at that one. Look at that one. Look at that. That's an African bead. So group of green beads. Um, Susie says, "Well, I like Christmas Vacation and Die Hard. Oh, I like A Christmas Vacation too." And is it Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy? I think that's over Christmas time, isn't it? Or is that over Thanksgiving? I like that movie too. Um, let's see here. Let's just make this easy. First person to say green in the comments is what I'm gonna do. First person to say green. I'll do it this way this time. Danette says, "Oh yeah, Christmas Vacation is a good one." Susan got that one. Said green. Thank you so much. That's yours. Okay, I think you have a bag here. Where is your bag? There it is. Put that in there. Kimberly's watching Christmas Vacation right now. Nice. Multitasking with us. Die Hard 2 also, says Diane. I don't remember Die Hards. So I know I've watched them before, but I don't remember Die Hard. I don't remember being I know it is a Christmas movie. Because that's definitely a thing that comes up every year, but I don't remember it. So I haven't seen it in so many years. Let's see, what do we have here? All right, this is nice. Let's do these for $12 each. I think that's a good deal. Two of them available. These are vintage fluorite. Danette says, I've never watched Die Hard. I've caught bits and pieces, but never actually watched the whole thing. I don't know if I have either, um, Danette, because I've seen parts of it, but I couldn't tell you if I watched the whole thing or not, actually. Um, so these are nice little chips of vintage fluorite. Beautiful colors. I've got two strands here available, $12 a strand, XME 25. Andrew says, I think A Christmas Story is my favorite. I need to watch the sequel. Yeah, I don't think we watched the sequel yet, did we? Diane says, Bruce Willis always said it wasn't a Christmas movie. I know. I don't know. Everyone else says it is. So many people say it's a Christmas movie. Beautiful fluorite chips or nuggets, small nuggets, we'll call them. Small nuggets, XME 25. All right. Nobody grabbed the 15. So I'm going to put the 15 away. And people have continued to resist the 20. I'm going to put the 20 away. It's the Peach Moonstone. We'll move these down. XME 26. Oh, Susan says, thank you. I love green. I know. You and me both. You and me both. XME 26. What do we got here? Ugh. These are beautiful stones, but I don't know what they are. I'm gonna do this $14. I don't know what stone it is. Maybe Andrew knows. This is probably too good of a deal for this because it's nice, big, lovely chunks. But $14 for this strand. Again, it's that same colorway that I'm going. Beautiful big stones, kind of this butterscotchy color. 15 by 21 millimeters. XME 26. $14 for that strand. Nice chunky stones. Really pretty. Don't know the stone. Not sure what stone that is, y'all. Sorry, but it's nice. How's that for selling it for you, right? Some days that's just the way it goes. Some days it just happens like that. All right. We've sold one of the 25s. That's the fluorite. Thank you so much. All right. This is the next giveaway, right? We're on a giveaway now. Um, bu- 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 um, let's see where we are at. Trying to think of another question. What is first person just to say their favorite holiday food? What is your favorite holiday food? When's this? Vintage plastic large heart pendant. Favorite holiday food. First person that says it in the comments gets this. And these are big. Oh, Kimberly said pie. Kimberly's the first. It is 51 millimeters on this. Nice big heart. Marianne said lemon almond tart. Ooh, that's good. Kimberly, I don't give a bag yet, do you? For the giveaways today? Let me make you a bag. All right. And since Marianne was not too far behind, and I have another one of these, we'll give Marianne one of these too. How about that? Somewhere I know Marianne has a bag. I'm getting I'm getting inundated here. What is this? Marianne, you have a bag, don't you? You get a giveaway? Yeah, there it is. And well, Diane just said oyster stew. I've got another one. Let me give you one of these. Thank you for answering the question. You get a heart. You get a heart. You get a heart. Okay. That's the closest I'll probably ever be to Oprah, right? This is I have a bag from yesterday. Nice. I don't know. That bag's packed up already. Gotta have a new bag today. All right. Let's see here. What am I on? 27. XME 27. Um, 27. Let's not do that yet. I'm trying to do things that I haven't done recently. Some of the stuff in here is stuff that I've recently done, so I'm trying to remember what I've done before and what I haven't done before. All right. XME 27. These are, oh, if I can get this bag open. This is, I should say, hand-painted bead, hand-painted butterfly bead, vintage, probably antique at this point, drilled this way on shell and painted on shell. They do have a glossy coating to protect the painting, but they're all hand, these were all hand painted. We had multiples of these. This is the only one of these we have left. And it's a beautiful butterfly on a shell, and it's about 11 by, 15 millimeters. And it's $7.50 only. $7.50 only. XME 27. All right, I'm going to put this away. Nobody grab those. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Okay. And I'm going to put this one away. Make some room. Still no takers on that. $46 only. Those are nice beads. Really nice beads. And let's move these over. Move this over. Move this over. XME 28. What am I giving away now? No, that's not a giveaway yet. Never mind. Not a giveaway yet. How many beads are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 19 beads. Let's do it for $12. That's a nice size strand. XME 28. Vintage check in this green, almost silvery. They're so pretty. I don't know if they do have a silver. They almost must have some kind of silver metallic coating because they look really silvery to me on the outside. But they have that beautiful green inside, almost like a gray green. And there's 19 beads there. Nice kind of big strand. Vintage check glass, $12 only. One lot available. XME 28. Sorry, but I had to take a drink. All right. So that means now it means it's a giveaway. Okay. What kind of giveaway y'all want? Help me out. What do you want? You want stones? You want glass? Anybody got any suggestions? I can see what I can do. Vintage plastic. What are y'all looking for? Anybody have any? Oh, we just sold 28. Thank you so much. These giveaways are for you all. What do y'all want? Or you want me to pick? Marianne says, oops, just hit my muffler cap in the face twice. What? What's going on over there, Marianne? What's happening? Everything okay? Y'all okay? Let's see here. How about these? These are nice. Then it says you pick. All right, I will. How about these? These beautiful glass beads. You've got these also these spacers in between. Got some bugle beads and some looks like some seed beads. But how about that? That's a giveaway. And I like that with my sweater. That looks really, oh, that looks pretty. make myself a bracelet with that. Uh, question now. Question. Um, I don't know. I'm drawing a complete blank. Marianne's is falling asleep soon. That's why you're in your cat's face. Oh my goodness. Um, drawing a blank. Uh, how about, I don't know. Let's just do this easy again. First person to say pink, because these are kind of pink. They're also kind of purple. First person to say pink in the comments can have this. I'm worn out at this point. My brain is exhausted. So first person to say pink in the comments can grab these. And looks like Danette. Danette gets them. So let me put that in your bag, Danette. Thank you so much. Okay, we went to 28, right? XME 29. How's Andrew coming with the ornaments? Are you going to make it up here, Andrew? Are you going to make it up here, Andrew, with your ornaments? Let's see. Oops. Oh, let me see how big this is. Marion says I apologized. That's good. Let's do this. $6, easy peasy, one strand available. Clear quartz chips. Really nice. It's a vintage strand, but really nice clear quartz chips. Good quality. Nice and clear on those. Not a lot of inclusions at all. See straight through those. You get the strand. I think that is, yeah, it's a 16-inch strand. $6 only. One available. XME 29. Marianne says we need a sneak peek, Andrew. We'll see. We'll see if he gets up here in time. XME 30. Let me find something else now for y'all. Ooh, I forgot we had these. Oh, these are nice. We had 24. I can't go lower than that on these. XME 30 are these, I think these are antique at this point, antique check glass. You get this whole strand of these, $24. These gorgeous nuggets. And again, it's the same kind of color I'm into. It's a little bit more red. But that's a big strand of glass, vintage glass, probably antique glass at this point. XME 30. And these nuggets are about 12 millimeters by 17 and a half. Kimberly says, whoa, I know, right? I forgot we had these. They're so nice. Found that in the bottom of my box over here. One strand available, XME 30. All right, that's another even one. So let's do one more giveaway here at the end. See what I've got in this bag of goodies. How about this? Boy, now I'm going to have to think of another question. How about these shell? These shell drops. It's a whole strand of these. They're layered together, I think. If they're put together, if that's the actual shell. I think they're put together. You've got white kind of on this side, and you've got the color shell on the other. So you can use whatever side you like because they're both actually really pretty. I think it's meant to be this side because that's probably the more expensive, thinner side, but these are actually really nice on the back too. Anyway, it's a giveaway. So the let's just say the first person to put out the word shell gets them. Let's make it easy on me. Shell, first person gets these. And I think, oh, Kimberly got them. Kimberly got them. I'm gonna say I don't know if Facebook was behind YouTube but but I've been getting, when I say the first ones, I've been getting it some from each one, so that's good. There you go. There you go. Marianne says those would go well with the darker moonstone. These, I think is what you mean. Let's see. Let's see how that looks together. I like the idea of looking at them together. Yeah. What do you think? They're a little bit more red, but that doesn't really bother me. You could really blend those together pretty well, I think, and do something with that. That could be really cool. It's a nice big strand of this. All right, I haven't heard from Andrew. I'm trying to stall here. What's happening, Andrew? Are we gonna get some? Let me well, maybe let's do another giveaway. How about that? See where we're at. Wait and see if Andrew is coming along anywhere. Let's see here. How about these? How about these? If you'd like to win those, shout out your favorite color in the comments. First person to shout out their favorite color can have these glass beads. And Susan says blue. So there you got it. Susan gets them. Susan, I thought you were a green fan. Now you're turning on me, going blue? What? Oh, I hear somebody coming up the stairs. I hear somebody coming up the stairs. He made it, y'all.
Yeah, go to the bathroom. I put my pants.
Don't pee your pants. Oh, he found hair too.
There you go.
How much are they? Are we doing them that way or just previewing?
I think 24 for the ones, and then
Which ones?
the smaller face ones, and then a little bit more for
The hair? 24 for the 2 sets. Okay. Y'all, that was quick. Let me bag some stuff up here. Susan says it was shorter than typing out green. Nice. Sometimes that's the way it works, right? That's what it's all about. What's the shortest way to get there? Let me clean this up. Whoa. Whoa. There's a bag. Okay, so Andrew brought up his ornaments. And I'm going to go through them real quick for y'all. I'm gonna be selling them. So let me get some papers ready here and get myself a little bit more situated. One moment. Let's see here. What am I doing? Okay, part of that. Okay, let me make some more room on my desk. These have all been sorted. Sorted, 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 sorted. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go. All right. We are XME 31. These are 24. I'm going to line these up for y'all. XME 32. XME 33. I'm not going to do giveaways in between each one of these because we would be here forever. And I'm getting hungry. And y'all are probably getting ready to get ready for your tomorrow. Many of you, anyway. Okay. All right. Are you ready, y'all? Are you ready? These are so stinking cute. I saw these today when I came down in the morning from waking up, and these little horns on these little things are so cute. So this is XME 31, XME 32, 33. Each face is different. 34, 35, and 36. He'll sign and date the backs of these as well. But super dang cute. Love those. $24 each. Makes me 31 through 36. And let's see here. Size wise, I think these are just about 4 inches tall. 4 inches tall. And you get first dibs at these, and then we will be putting them in the online store, probably not tomorrow, but probably on Friday. 35 is my favorite, says Marianne. This one, I like that color. I like that color too. I like that fit. That's a good face. All right. Let me bag these up. So I've got their numbers matching on them, and then we'll move on to the next ones. The next series. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here we go with the next ones. Oh, Danette says, good night, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Good night. Good night, Danette. Thank you for hanging out with us. This is the next one, 37. Look at those eyes. 38. 39. That's what I look like when I wake up. All the bags under my eyes. And 40. 37, 38, 39, and 40. And then move on to the other ones. Let's see something here. Seven, 8. 37 looks angry, says Marianne. Did it? Did it look angry? All right. 39. And 4. All right. And XME 41. Let me see on these. Let's make these. Make these 28. Hopefully that's okay. It'll be okay for you all. The price may go up on these when they go on the website. Okay. This is 41. 42. $43. I like this one's hair. And 44. Love that green too. Green and blue hair, green and blue body. And that's 44. That is the new series, the 3 actually new series. I don't know what he's calling all of these yet, but those are the newest ornaments from Andrew. So if you like any of those, please feel free to grab them in the email. It looks like my Facebook stream ended itself, so I think I'm still going on YouTube. Sorry for those out in Facebook land, but we almost made it to the end. I don't know why it ended it, but thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for grabbing things if you did. Thank you for playing along with the giveaways, and hope you found some good stuff tonight. And I hope everybody who celebrates, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas tomorrow, and otherwise a very happy and healthy holiday season. And we will be back here, should be back here on Friday with you all with something else. Kimberly says, I'm on Facebook. Is the video still playing then? Huh, because it ended on mine. It says the video has ended. Like, oh, okay. Anyway, thank you all so much. Have an amazing, amazing evening and a great day tomorrow if you celebrate. And we'll see you again on Friday. Have a great one, everyone. Bye now.